Welcome everyone to another episode of Hanging in Bear Country. I'm your host, Brian Martinez. With me always is
Marty McFly.
Okay, that's actually a pretty good one. I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one. And for those who don't know, go watch a movie.
Go watch a movie.
We got some people on the podcast with us. As always, you guys want to introduce yourselves real quick?
I'm Ariel.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry. Yes. And I'm Isabella Luna.
Nice.
Right.
All right. Cool. So,
Another deep topic today.
Another one of those deep dives.
This episode of In the Mind of Brian Martinez.
So this is not
In the mind of all of us.
In the mind of all of us. Yeah. Mental health. You know,
mental health.
Just especially, I feel like mental health is mostly accumulated and talked a lot about with like young adults. So like juniors all the way to like college, like students essentially, because that's when schooling is like super like hard. Like at least with like your freshman and sophomore year, like it can be tough. Don't get me wrong, but like they're still like, you know, like you're younger, like you're still adjusting, you're still getting used to the new pace and whatnot. Once you're a junior and senior, the level of not empathy, more like sympathy and like patience is like much more thin, because to them it's like, well, you've been in school now for like Lord knows how long, you should be well adjusted to this, like, and therefore like a lot of the, that's what I'm saying, like, a lot of sympathy is kind of waned away, and so it can lead to a lot of stress, and depending on how we deal with that stress, it can be not good.
Actually,
I don't know.
to touch on that, since you mentioned the freshmen and stuff, I think it's hard for them too, because think about it. When COVID hit, they were in elementary.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that took a toll on a lot of people.
They were in elementary. And like they missed pretty much their whole middle school year.
Yeah.
And middle school is where you get humbled, like low key.
Oh no, actually.
Okay, no
I
hate
lost
to
a
any,
tooth in middle school.
no hate to any of the freshmen here, but that's why they act the way they act. That is because they
that's a
weren't
good point.
humbled really.
Yeah.
Like middle school was like a hard time.
Yeah, you're right.
I lost a lot in middle school, but they were all like personal things that I thought made me like unique and cool. And it was like middle school was the like you're not that guy, pal, trust me, you're not that guy.
Yeah.
That was like that
you
was middle school. That was middle school to me. I'm not even joking, like I've lost teeth because of middle school.
Really?
I lost a tooth because I got into a fight with someone. No, because it was still a baby tooth.
No.
That was like the last baby tooth that was left right there.
Oh, he
And
knocked
so-
it out of you. He gave you, hey, you gotta appreciate the guy.
It's a metaphor.
No, but
My
like,
last bit to grow up.
Yeah.
Through violence.
It was symbolic.
but like no, like that actually explains so much. Like with the freshmen,
Yeah.
it's like they were robbed, like
Yeah.
literally a middle, like
They were
humbling
robbed.
years.
The humbling experience.
No, but like actually though, like because I only had to go through COVID with my freshman year, and I still feel like I'm barely like a high school student almost.
Yeah.
Like I'm graduating this year, and I'm like, I don't feel like a senior.
Where did my freshman year go? My freshman year got deleted by COVID. Yeah.
That was a toilet.
Essentially.
It was supposed to be like a toilet.
Down there in the gutter now, swimming with the fishes.
The dead ones.
The dead one. Yeah.
Anyways,
So anything that you want to touch on that? I guess. Like,
On COVID?
I mean, a little bit. Like yeah.
I don't know. I just don't feel like a senior at all. Like I
Yeah.
feel like because also 8th grade was when it started, and we didn't get like our graduation and stuff. So I feel like I just missed
a part of
lot.
me is still back in middle school.
Yeah.
We all thought it was just gonna be an extra long spring break.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 years later.
I thought that too.
2 years.
2 years later.
2 years later.
Yeah.
Talking about mental health, like I feel like teens, right? It's important, like you were saying, because I'm not gonna be on here and say like I have the best mental health. Like my mental health is at its peak. It's not, and I think that's why it's important to talk about it
Yeah.
with other people. So
I agree. Like honestly, I think the main problem behind it is just okay. So obviously, like a main problem behind mental health is that no one really wants to talk about it because, well, it could be a multitude of reasons. Maybe they're too stubborn. Like, oh no, I don't have problems. I'm fine. That's like there's a fire
Everyone has
behind them.
problems.
and
you
how you
know.
were raised.
That too. That too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like okay, I'll use my household as an example, like, or my family in general, like as an example. Mental health wasn't really like a voodoo kind of term, or not voodoo, taboo. There you go. It wasn't really like a taboo like kind of term, but like it was really rare.
To
And
talk
so when they heard mental health, they just kind of translated it to mental illness, which is two different things.
Yeah,
it's not
very.
the same. Mental health is just like how you're feeling as a person, how you're processing everything. Mental illness is something that's actually like, okay, like it's affecting you like mental health, but it's like it can be treatable, I guess, with like medicine and other things. Mental health is just more so like how you're handling your
overall
outward.
mindset,
Yeah, there you go.
and cognitive ability.
And so because of that, like whenever someone said, "Oh, my mental health isn't good," it's not like they would shun him, or shun them. They would just go, "Oh, well, then go to the doctor."
Yeah.
You know, or
not
go
that
through this, and it's
simple.
like,
It's
no,
not that
it's
simple.
not that simple, my friend.
No.
No. Not in my house.
Yeah, mental health is just as important as your physical health.
I'd argue more because mental health is mental health has a correlation with your
Yes.
physical health. Because if mentally you're not well, you will physically degrade. As
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Mental mind, strong mind.
Exactly. Time never lasts.
People tie like mental health to like they think that mental health and they automatically think depression. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's not it.
Mhm.
Really
Not
at
not
all.
entirely.
No.
No, it's not all
Yeah.
depression.
It's like a what's the word, umbrella
Yeah.
term.
Yeah.
There's so many things people go through and it gets overlooked or underlooked or whatever, and I just think that would be solved if people were more comfortable talking and surrounding themselves with people that make them feel good.
Yeah.
You know that. Yeah. That's.
Yeah.
I guess.
No, I mean, I totally like.
He's right.
You are absolutely correct. I
Yeah.
mean, just no, but like, okay, I feel like because that mental health is immediately grouped into, oh, so you're depressed, right?
Yeah.
Because it's immediately grouped into that, people then don't want to talk about it because it's like, well, no, I'm not depressed, but I am going through something. But now I feel like my problems aren't big enough, so I shouldn't be
Yeah.
talking about them. Like
And
that was a big. Oh, sorry. No,
Go. And then I'll go after.
no worries. So like that was a big problem with me back in middle school because like, okay, I went through like an emo phase, so that doesn't really count. Okay, but like regardless, like throughout middle school, I was like, man, like I didn't feel good about myself. I thought I went through like a weird point where like I thought like I was just like a ghost, like kind of floating around everywhere, where like people knew I was there, but at the same time they were just kind of like,
Knew they wouldn't notice if you're
right?
gone.
It's like, yeah, yo, what's up, man? So, anyways, you know, and just like move on. And like I was like, like would anyone actually care if I was really gone? It wasn't like self-harming thoughts. It was just more so the fact that like I didn't feel good about myself as a whole. But because that at that time I was like, oh, mental health means depression, and I don't feel depressed or anything like that. So I'm not going to talk about it because my problems therefore are not big enough or on that scale enough to where they need to be talked about. So whatever, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Rinse and repeat for like 4 years until finally I had my first nervous breakdown. And I was like, okay, maybe I'm not fine.
No.
Maybe I gotta get this checked out.
And I feel like on top of that, like when you talked about like how like with mental health, like they think depression, that's not the only way you act out. Like it's not only depression, it could be anger, it could be like frustration, like it's a whole bunch of things that tie into it. And
Yeah.
it's like you could be struggling and you could be the happiest person on the earth. And it's like I think everyone is going through something, whether it's actually deep or not, like really hard or not. And it's like everyone puts a mask over like how they're truly feeling. And it's
Yeah.
like you're never just gonna go sit and be like, oh yeah, this is happening. Like unless you're in that decision making skills class. Like I'm in that class.
Shout out.
Hey, that class actually isn't the worst, but it's not the best. You literally sit in a circle and talk about how you feel.
Oh shit!
It's literally therapy.
That's awesome.
Safe place.
The heck, that's cool.
Bit like
kinda do that in
rehab.
I want to join that class.
It's
We
fun.
did do that in
It's an
Avid yesterday.
easy-
That was fun.
It's an easy A. Like you just have to be there, talk. Like
Is it good for your mental state?
Does it
I
help?
don't.
Does it help?
I have anxiety
Does it help?
just having everyone stare at me when you.
No, actually, though, I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
like
like
that.
you sit in a circle and you face everyone.
And everyone's just
Yeah, and when you talk, like we have filling session, right? And
wow.
you have to look at them when they talk. And like when you stop, I know we're all looking at you.
Valerie's not
So
cooking with that idea. Valerie's
you
not
share-
cooking with it.
So when you share, can you stop? Stop. So when you're sharing, it's like everyone's staring at you. Ian, I feel your beady eyes on me.
That's crazy.
My bad. Didn't know I was giving you anxiety.
Just continue because we need to get through this.
I don't like people staring at me.
Okay.
All right, you got it. Floor's yours.
But it's a really good class, but it's like I started to notice a lot of things. Like a lot of times when you think someone is so angry with stuff, it's they're scared or something, or like you hurt their feelings. And it's like people just think, oh no, I'm mad, like nothing happened, like I'm just mad.
No,
There's a reason why you're mad. It's your feelings got hurt, or you didn't like what someone said.
Yeah.
And no one likes to think like, oh yeah, they hurt my feelings. Like no, I'm just mad, like they did something.
Right.
No,
I think
like you're scared.
If people continue thinking like they're fine, you know, and they only listen to themselves, we have a self-bias. I was learning about this in communications. I forgot the exact term.
Okay.
But you have a self-bias towards yourself. Like you're gonna think, oh, the way I think is really normal, so I'm just gonna excuse that. Like that's nothing. So if you, and when, for me at least, talking to people, I hear myself, and then I realize, wait, like if you're talking, I don't know how to explain it. Like I just feel better. I just feel like
Right,
a whole
because
bunch
like
of weight is off my shoulders.
I gotcha.
Yeah, and I think
That makes sense.
if I continue using my own mind, my own thoughts, like I'm just gonna keep disregarding the way I feel, and like it's not gonna help with anything, because then it's just gonna come back. I'm gonna have the same thoughts over and over again. So
Yep.
yeah,
I agree.
Ian, you haven't said much.
No.
I know.
Oh,
Well, thanks for pointing it out.
Yeah,
I feel upset now.
I like to listen. I'm the I've always been the listening ear, I guess.
He's all ears, guys.
You're
So-
the observer.
He's all
I'm not used to sharing.
Mm.
Yeah, about myself.
So this
Especially-
is a good like podcast for you to listen to, huh?
Yeah.
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 Like a good
Well,
episode.
now this is the opportunity.
Yeah.
Open up.
I mean, yeah. You know, mental health is very, very important, and people, you know, especially because, you know, when they do talk about it, they feel like they're a burden, and
Yeah.
they should never feel like a burden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being,
That's,
yeah.
yeah. That's a tough feeling to go through. Like feeling like a burden, because then that just leads to everything else, and it's like, oh.
Like who can I talk to then?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. That's
How
why like,
do I
it's
feel
just
better?
it's just I don't know. We'll wrap it up with this. It's just really important to like talk about it, I guess. Like for me, I
Yes.
struggled with it, and like whatever, like I'll be honest, I got diagnosed with well, not diagnosed, but like I got identified with imposter syndrome, essentially.
Yeah.
But like when I found it out with my therapist, I wasn't even mad. I was relieved. I was like, oh, that's why. Like I'm not even joking. She was like, okay, so like this is what you're going through. And I was like, oh, it makes sense now. Like and like after that, like I was able to get myself right on the better track. So I will say this: while it is hard to open up, talking is important,
is
and it's
important.
possible. It's
Yes.
the road to recovery is long, but it's a journey you can walk. You can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna leave it with that.
Talk
Thank you
about
guys so much for hanging out with us
In Bear Country.
Bear Country.
So,
See you next time.
Bye.
bye.